Dolphan, the great football team. We take the ball from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking Super Bowl, 'cause we're the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins #1.
Yes, Miami Dolphins #1. This is Big Earl talking Miami Dolphins football. Another short show talking about the Miami Dolphins and what's happening in Miami with the Miami Dolphins. I just want to bring to your attention that this is one of the biggest fans from the Bahamas who supports the Miami Dolphins, and the majority of fans in the Bahamas are Miami Dolphin fans. That's the reason why I have my Bahamian flag behind me, showing my Bahamian pride and also showing my love for the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins, we are back and we are on a one-game winning streak so far. Hopefully, we can continue this winning streak tonight against the Buffalo Bills. Well, that game is later on tonight. But this evening, what I will be talking about is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill. Just as we were about to get started off, a lovely NFL season started last week Sunday, just a few days ago. Everyone being pumped up, over 75,000 fans getting ready to pack Joe Rogan Stadium or Pro Player Stadium, whatever it's called right now, to watch the Miami Dolphins defeat the Jacksonville Jaguars. One thing after the next happened just before that game started. And just before that game started, this is what some of us saw on TV. And some of the fans and even some of the players. Just listen to what just happened. Whenever you hear that sound of sirens going off, you know something isn't right. The police is either in the back of you trying to stop you, they're either probably on the side of you trying to stop you, they're either in front of you trying to stop you. Because there's some reason why they are trying to stop you. And I just want everybody to know that for every cause, there's an effect. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Just remember those things. Those things are very important. And for some reason, I do not think Tyreek Hill fully understood that. And this is the reason why I'm here to talk about what happened with Tyreek Hill and how things didn't have to get out of hand when he was pulled over by the cops for speeding in that zone, going over 10 miles per hour in that zone, headed to the stadium to play that football game. But the thing is, when the police pull you over, it's very important to comply. When I say comply, you have to listen to instructions, listen to orders from the police, because there must be some reason why the police pull you over. And for some reason, Tyreek Hill did not maintain or hold his cool. He decided to get out of whack. He decided to be impatient. He decided to not listen to exactly what the police was saying to him and cooperate with the police. And when you cooperate with the police, from my experience as a police officer for over 27 years on the Royal Mountain Police Force, things are much, much easier. Things go much smoother. And a cop would have to be awfully a mature cop to hold his cool, especially when persons react a certain way through them. Remember, it all boils down to the cops are human beings also, and sometimes they would forget about the training, they would forget about the discipline, they would have learned the training, they would forget about the protocols they have to follow or the rules they have to follow before they do anything as it relates to that person who they are dealing with at the time. I say that to say this. When the police pull you over, you listen. You follow each step one by one. And you do not get beside yourself and get too emotional. And I believe that's exactly what happened to Tyreek Hill. And what made the situation even worse, you had Juno, you had Calais Campbell, then you had Juno Smith, I think that's his name, the tight end from the Miami Dolphins. Two of them who came to observe or to see exactly what was happening. And their position was that they came to de-escalate the situation as to what was happening with Tyreek Hill. And the thing is, the police has a job to do. When the police is in action doing their jobs, you could come by, but you do not interfere with the police doing their job. You stay at a safe distance away from the police. You do not get involved to make the situation worse than it already is. And there's something called obstruction. Whenever persons obstruct the police, that's a minor criminal offense also. You could be arrested for obstruction. And it's a good thing that Juno Smith and Claes Campbell wasn't arrested for causing obstruction. But a lot of things have to be taken into consideration, and you know how the United States is when it comes to, especially Black Americans, dealing with law enforcement in the United States of America. And sometimes you can see the reason why they behave the way they behave, because what they have experienced from so many years, racial discrimination and etc., from things happening to them over so many years, things that Martin Luther King would have fought for way back in the 60s. All right, but just from doing some research on it, I came to discover that a assistant professor named Ravi Shroff, he's an assistant professor at New York University, in a data set, 100 million traffic stops across the United States of America. Black drivers were about 20% more likely to be stopped than white drivers. That's a big percentage. That's a big percentage. And 1.5 to 2% as often to be searched by the cops. All right, for firearms, drugs, or contraband, or what have you. And if you could recall the situation with George Floyd, in 2020, George Floyd was, I guess, choked to death, and he died at the hands of the police. And as a matter of fact, the police was convicted in this case, as I recall. But since 2020, the number of blacks killed by the police increased over the United States of America. So the United States of America isn't doing any better when it comes to dealing with black persons in the United States of America. Over 1,055 to be exact, people were killed, black people were killed by cops in the United States of America. So if we know that, if we as black Americans, not we, but black Americans, if they are aware of this information, then they should be more careful in the way they deal with cops, more careful with their behavior towards cops, so they cannot be another statistic as relates to persons being killed in the United States at the hands of cops. So the wise thing for you to do as black drivers or people who use the streets in the United States of America is to follow the rules, follow instructions given by the police, so there wouldn't be a situation whereby you could end up being a statistic. I was pulled over in the United States of America about 9 times, and I've been given 2 tickets. And I don't live in the United States of America, and I've been given a break on 7 occasions. And at least on one of the 2 occasions I was given a ticket, the police wanted to give me a break because the way I handled and dealt with the situation. I wasn't hostile. I didn't carry on bad. I didn't misbehave. I didn't say this is I'm being racially profiled, or I didn't say anything that was negative to cause anything to get out of hand. I controlled myself and I behaved in a manly fashion, as professional as possible, and the police, for some reason, had no reason to mistreat me or to try to pull a gun on me unnecessarily or to try to disrespect me in any type of fashion. So I am saying that to say this: treat the police with respect, and you would get respect back. I'm not saying that every situation is going to be easy, or a situation whereby everything is going to be handled smoothly, but that's what someone needs to have to cool a temper. Because if both parties are hot-tempered, then the only result you are going to get out of that is some where you're going to be mistreated, or you're going to be mishandled, or you're going to be handled unprofessionally by the police. And just remember, the police, they are already armed. They already have their gun, they have their tasers and what have you. So and you're sitting there basically at their mercy sometimes. So Tyreek Cuffed, I believe the situation could have been handled better by Tyreek Cuffed, and he himself admitted that the situation could have been handled much, much better if he had only dealt with the situation in a more mature way and much more understanding way than he did. But with that said, I'm still a Miami Dolphins fan. I am here to support the Miami Dolphins and just hope we continue to win. We got a big game against the Buffalo Bills, and hopefully the Miami Dolphins would put that game out tonight against the Buffalo Bills. So let's see what happened with the Miami Dolphins tonight, and let's go Fins.
Go like no one's ever seen. We're in the air, we're on the ground, we're